Tonight we're looking at cleaning and how neat a rental property needs to be when you leave it.
Lizzie's tenants have just left her property and they've left her with a bit of a mess.
It's really dirty. Look at the oven.
The law states that at the end of a tenancy, the tenant has to leave the premises reasonably clean and tidy. It does allow for wear and tear, but it is worth noting that the tenant doesn't have to leave the property spotless or even in a condition where the landlord would be happy to rent it out to a new tenant.
Is that right?
Apparently it does.
Yes, indeed. Tenants do have to clean the place, and that includes the stove and bathroom fittings, and they do have to remove all personal items.
So what about all this junk they've left behind?
No, that's not okay.
And what about this drawing on the wall? It wasn't there when they first moved in.
That's not okay either. Hopefully you did an initial property inspection before the tenant moved in.
Yep, I sure did. And I took lots of photos.
Brilliant. Well, they'll come in handy. Now that the tenancy's ended, you'll need to do an inspection with your tenant and decide what they owe you for cleaning, repairs and rubbish disposal. This can be taken out of the bond, and if you can't agree, you might be off to the tenancy tribunal, where it should be resolved swiftly.
Now, just so you know, a bit of information, the tenancy tribunal is for unhappy tenants and landlords. Costs about $20 to lodge a complaint. The hearing is less formal than a standard court case. Generally, there's no lawyers involved, but the decision the adjudicator makes is legally binding.
Now that is some news you can use. Next, we're down in Dunedin, warm Dunedin, to visit a family whose dreams got shattered.
All we wanted to do at the end of the day was raise our family. That's it. We just, in our house.
But cracks in that house means that's become impossible.
No work can be done on the house until the neighbour builds his retaining wall.
And that is not the only hurdle they face.
So how do you feel about the council's take on this now?
I just felt like we were ignored.
Stay tuned. Coming up next on One, a devastating concealment on border security. Then the mystery runs